Chapter 11. The cut off stump of Jesse will sprout, and a fruitful branch will grow from his roots. The Spirit of Yahweh will rest upon him, the Spirit of extraordinary wisdom, the Spirit of perfect understanding, the Spirit of wise strategy, the Spirit of mighty power, the Spirit of revelation, and the Spirit of the fear of Yahweh. He will find his delight in living by the Spirit of the fear of the Lord. He will neither judge by appearances nor make his decisions based on rumors. With righteousness, he will uphold justice for the poor and defend the lowly of the earth. His words will be like a scepter of power that conquers the world, and with his breath he will slay the lawless one. Righteousness will be his warrior's sash, and faithfulness his belt. Then the wolf will be subdued and live with the gentle lamb, and the leopard will lie down with the gentle lamb. The young calf and the ferocious lion will be together as a shepherd drives his flock. A small child will guide them along. The cow and the bear will graze alongside each other. Cubs and calves will lie down together. The lion, like the ox, will eat straw. The nursing child will play safely near the rattlesnake's den, and the toddler will stretch out his hand and shine light over the serpent. On all my holy mountain of Zion, nothing evil or harmful will be found. For the earth will be filled with the intimate knowledge of the Lord Yahweh, just as water swells the sea. On that day, the root of Jesse will be lifted up as a miracle sign to rally the people. Gentiles will diligently seek him, as his resting place will be glorious. On that day, the Lord will extend his hand a second time to restore the remnant of his people from Assyria, Egypt, Pathros, Ethiopia, Iran, Iraq, Syria, and the coastlands of the sea. He will lift up a banner among the nations and will gather the scattered Jews and assemble the outcasts of Israel from the four corners of the earth. Then Ephraim will be cleansed of envy, and those who are hostile to Judah will be cut off. Ephraim will no longer be jealous of Judah, and Judah will no longer be hostile towards Ephraim. But they will swoop down on their slopes of Philistia to the west. Together they will plunder the people of the east. They will rule over Edom and Moab, and the Ammonites will obey them. The Lord Yahweh will dry up the gulf of the Egyptian sea. He will raise his hand over the Euphrates, and with the might of his wind, he will split it into 7 streams that can be easily crossed in sandals. Then there will be a highway leading out of Assyria for this remnant people to return, just as it was for Israel when they were set free from Egypt. Chapter 12. In that day, you will sing, I praise you, Lord Yahweh, for even though you were angry with me, your anger turned away, and now you tenderly comfort me. Behold, God is my salvation. I am confident, unafraid, and I will trust in you. Yes, the Lord Yah is my might and my melody. He has become my salvation. With triumphant joy, you will drink deeply from the wells of salvation. In that glorious day, you will say to one another, give thanks to the Lord and ask him for more. Tell the world about all that he does. Let them know how magnificent he is. Sing praises to the Lord, for he has done marvelous wonders, and let his fame be known throughout the earth. Give a shout of cheer, sing for joy, O people of Zion, for great and mighty is the Holy One of Israel, who lives among you. Chapter 13. This is the prophecy against Babylon that God revealed to Isaiah, son of Amoz. Raise high a signal flag on a barren hilltop. Shout out, beckon my armies to invade the gates of the nobles. For I have given orders to my consecrated ones. I have summoned my mighty heroes, those who rejoice in my triumph, that they may execute my anger. Listen, a thunderous noise is heard on the mountain, like that of a massive multitude. Listen, kingdoms are in an uproar. Nations are assembling together. The Almighty Lord Yahweh is mustering an army for war. They are coming from a faraway land, from the end of the heavens. Here comes Yahweh with his instruments of judgment, ready to ravage the entire land. Wail, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near, and it will come with the destructive power of Shaddai. For this reason, every hand will go limp and every heart will melt. All the Babylonians will be seized with panic and pain. Anguish will grip them like a woman in labor. They will look at one another with astonishment, and their faces will be flames of fire. Behold, the day of the Lord is coming. With pitiless fury and fierce anger, the land will be made desolate, destroying the sinners who inhabit it. For the stars of the heavens and their constellations will not give their light. The rising sun will be obscured, and the moon won't shine. I will bring punishment to the world for its evil, and the wicked for their sins. I will shatter the arrogance of the proud, and will humble the pride of the high and mighty. I will make a person scarcer than fine gold, and people rarer than a wedge of gold from Ophir. Therefore, I will make the heavens shudder, and the earth shake from its foundation because of the wrath of the Lord, commander of angel armies, in the day of his fierce anger. Like a hunted gazelle, each will return to his own people, and like sheep with no one to gather them, each will flee to his native land. Captured ones will be slain. Those who are caught will die by the sword. Their infants will be dashed to pieces before their very eyes. Their houses will be looted and their wives raped. Behold, I am stirring up the Medes against them, who neither value silver nor delight in gold. They will slaughter the young men, and show no pity on infants nor compassion on children. God will overthrow Babylon, the jewel of kingdoms, the splendor and pride of the Babylonians, exactly as he did to Sodom and Gomorrah. Babylon will never rise again, nor will it be inhabited for many generations. Bedouins will not even pitch their tents there, and shepherds will refuse to rest their flocks there. Wild animals will roam there. Their vacant houses will be overrun by eerie creatures, nothing but owls and goat-shaped demons dancing. Hyenas will howl in her houses, and jackals will make their dens in her palaces. Babylon's time is up, and her days are numbered. Chapter 14. The Lord Yahweh will most certainly show tender mercy to the Israelites. He will choose them again and settle them in their own land. Even foreigners will accompany them and join with the Jewish people. Nations will take them back to their own place, and the Jews will own their enemies as their inheritance in the land Yahweh gave them. They will take their captors captive and rule over those who once oppressed them. In that day, when the Lord Yahweh has given you rest from your pain, trouble, and cruel bondage, you will jeer at the king of Babylon and recite this proverb: Your oppressor has been stilled, and your onslaught is over. The Lord Yahweh has shattered the staff of the wicked, the brutal rod of rulers. With their increasing blows, they used it cruelly to strike down nations. They subdued nations in anger with unrelenting persecution. But now the whole earth rests, and is at peace. It bursts out with singing. Even the cypresses and cedars of Lebanon join in, rejoicing over your demise, saying, now that you were laid low, no woodsman comes to cut us down. The underworld is all astir in preparation, ready to meet you when you show up. It rouses the spirits of the dead to greet you. All the former tyrants and despots rise from their thrones. One and all will say to you, look at you. You've become as weak as we are. Now you're just like us. Your pompous pride brought you down to the underworld with the hum of harps, but you will lie in a bed of maggots, and a blanket of worms will cover you. Look how you have fallen from your heavenly place, O shining one, son of the dawn. You have been cut down to the ground. You who conquered nations, you said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven and exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will rule on the mountain of the congregation, on the highest place of this sacred mountain. I will rise past the tops of the clouds and rival the Most High God. Yet down to the underworld you go, into the depths of the pit. Everyone will stare at you and ponder your fate, saying, is this the man who shook the earth and made the kingdoms tremble? Is this the man who made the world a desert and overthrew its cities and refused to free its prisoners and let them return home? Every king at death lies in state, each in his crypt of splendor. But you are an unburied, trampled corpse, thrown out of your grave like a rotten stick and wrapped in bloody clothing of those slain by the sword. You will not have a burial like them, because you destroy both your land and your people. May your wicked descendants never be mentioned again. Prepare to execute his sons because of the sins of their father. May they never rise to conquer the earth and cover the world with their cities. I will rise up against them, declares the Lord Yahweh, commander of angel armies. I will blot out the name of Babylon and her survivors, her offspring and descendants, declares the Lord Yahweh. I will turn it into a swampland and a place for wild animals. Like dirt on the floor, I will sweep it away with the broom of destruction, declares the Lord Yahweh, commander of angel armies. The Lord Yahweh, commander of angel armies, makes this solemn decree. Be sure of this. Just as I have planned, so it will be. Every purpose of my heart will surely come to pass. I will crush the Assyrian who invade my land. I will trample them on my mountains. Their yoke of slavery will be removed from my people, and their heavy burden from their shoulders. This is the plan that I have determined for the entire world. I will accomplish it by the demonstration of my mighty power throughout the earth. For the Lord Yahweh, the commander of angel armies, has an amazing strategy, and who can thwart him? When he moves in power, who can stop him? This prophecy came to Isaiah in the year King Ahaz died. Don't rejoice too soon, you Philistines, just because the rod that beat you is broken. A snake will sprout from the root of that serpent, and his descendant will be like a flying, fiery, burning one. And through him, the poorest of the poor will find pasture, and the needy will lie down in peace. The Lord will starve the root of the Philistines with a famine that will annihilate your survivors. Wail, O gate, cry out, O city, melt with fear, Philistia. For a cloud of smoke comes out from the north, and there is no straggler among them. And what will be the answer of the messengers of the nations? That the Lord has laid the foundations of Zion, and her needy ones will find shelter. Chapter 15. Here is a prophecy concerning Moab. The city of Ar was devastated, destroyed in the night. The city of Kir was devastated, destroyed in the night. The people of Dibon went into their temple to weep. They went up to their high places to lament. Moab wails with sorrow over what happened to Mount Nebo and Mount Medeba. Humiliated, every head is shaved bald, every beard cut off. They pour into the streets wearing sackcloth. In public and in private, they fall down sobbing. The cities of Heshbon and Eliah cry out. Their voices are heard as far away as Jahaz. Even the bravest warriors of Moab are shaken to the core. My heart cries out for the people of Moab, for her fugitives who flee to Zoar and to Eglath Shalashila. Weeping, they climb the upward road to Luhith. Their loud cries of anguish are heard all along the way to Horonaim. The river of Nimrim has dried up, the grass has withered, new growth has failed, and vegetation has vanished. Therefore, the refugees take with them over the wadi of the willows their possessions and the wealth they have acquired. From one end of the land to the other, Moab is weeping. Her wailing reaches Eglaim and Beer Elim. The waters of Dimon are full of blood, but I have something even worse in store for them. Lions for the fugitives of Moab and upon the remnant of the land.